All right, I'm surrounded by hotheads and chili peppers. Now, check out on the cutting board here, I got some delicious peppers. I've got a beautiful dried anjo pepper, which is the dried red mature variety of the poblano. Georgina, did I say that right?
Yes.
All right, I'm beginning to be able to speak. Yes, sirree. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bowl. We're going to take our beautiful anjo, and notice how flexible this is. When you pick these peppers and you buy them, make sure that you're buying ones that are still pliable. If they're not pliable, they're probably too old and they've dried out. Now, we're going to take out the stem. We don't need that, and we're going to dump out these seeds. We don't need the seeds in this. Sometimes I leave the seeds in, sometimes I don't. Some people, the seeds bother them when they eat them, so we'll take them out. And if you look inside, it's just beautiful. You may not be able to see it. It's like a red Cordova color, and it is gorgeous. We'll just tear this up into nice pieces, and look, it's like fruit roll-up. Look how easily that tears up. Tear that up into nice pieces, and we're going to take another. Ooh, let's get rid of them seeds. All right, now, we're going to take another oven roasted long slim red cayenne. By roasting them, it caramelizes the sugar and it brings out a nice flavor, and we're just gonna Biker food process that, crush that up in there. We're gonna take and we're gonna cover that with about a half a cup, a little more, a little less. You just want to cover them of nice water that just finished boiling, and we're gonna set that aside. Now, hot in the frying pan, not too hot, but of course my oil is always gonna be too hot. All right, I got 2 tablespoons of that wonderful extra virgin olive oil. We've already processed, if you were with us before, we've already processed a carrot and 1 rib of celery. Now, we're going to take an onion, and I don't like the look of that onion. No, sirree, Bob. Only use good ingredients. Yes, sirree. Going to take a medium onion. We are going to carefully peel it, make sure that we don't remove any digits from our fingers. No, sirree, Bob, you don't want fingers in this soup. Black bean soup, a mean black bean soup, and I'm going to tell you why it's mean in just a minute. But first, we're going to take our wonderful onion. Ah, can you smell the onion, Georgina?
Can.
All right, now I got a guest in the studio. Now we're going to chop this up. Woo! All right, one of them onion pieces said, no, don't chop me. Now, make sure that blade is not spinning. Take a look here. It is wonderful. Some nice soup ingredients. You don't care how totally chopped they are. Listen to that sizzle. Now, like I said before, you're going to want to do this in the bottom of a nice 2-quart soup pot so that you don't have to transfer it. I'm doing it over here like this so that you can see it. What we want to do is we're not frying. We are gently simmering. We're going to simmer this until the onions get transparent. Then we're going to add the rest of our delicious ingredients. Now, over here on the other burner, I got something I want you to take a look at. See these peppers up here? See, they're nice and dark. They're almost like a black enigma coming out of space. No, okay, it's not a science fiction program. Look at the color, the beautiful bright red color of that pepper when it's rehydrated. Absolutely gorgeous, and I'll just stick my finger right into boiling water. Woo! This is that red cayenne pepper. It is dark. It would be the same red, but it was roasted in the oven. Roasting them, again, caramelizes the sugar. It adds a different dimension to flavor, and this meal, American cuisine, really is all about intriguing, interesting flavors, using things that were here before you got here. Yes, sirree, Bob, but always use fresh food. Now, we're going to simmer this on down. We're going to step back over to our peppers. Theoretically, in your kitchen, you've allowed these to soak for about 10 or 15 minutes until the temperature has reduced itself to room temperature. At that point, the peppers will be nice and plumped up. What you're going to do, don't even bother cleaning the food processor. You're just going to dump these babies in here, and we're going to give them a nice chop, chop, chop. All right! Now, did you catch me peeking over to the side? Well, I want to show you what I was peeking at. During the commercial break, well, actually, were only public service announcements, or what were they? They were interruptions to the program. They said, yo, Biker Billy, you got your apron on today, but there's this white thing sticking out. what that little white thing was a little itty-bitty thing with an American flag on that. Look at that, made in the USA. Try to get anything you can made in the USA now. I took the little label off, now I'm neat and clean. Chop them peppers and be real mean. Chop them up. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna add some tomatoes. I've got some whole peeled tomatoes, and I'm gonna take a knife, and I've got a half-cup measure, and I'm just gonna take, now the juice is in here, we're not concerned if we get a little juice, but what we wanna do is try to get as much tomato as possible. So we got a half cup of that. We're gonna toss this in here. And Georgina, what are we gonna do to it?
Chop it up.
Chop it up, all right! Now, we're gonna take and add 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And what are we gonna do, Dave?
Chop that thing up.
Chop it up, all right! Now, now I'm looking over my shoulder here because I'm making sure I got all my ingredients right. I can only keep so many recipes in this small computer up here. Now, we're gonna take a 1/4 teaspoon oregano. We are gonna take a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. Excuse me. Oh, that smells good. A 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. We are going to take, where'd it go? A teaspoon of salt. Now, we'll just use 2 half-teaspoon measures. And we are going to put this in here. And Georgina!
Chop it up.
Chop it up! All right! Now, back over in our saute pan. This is real important. You gotta watch this. You do not want any browning action. You'll notice you hear no sizzle. What we want to do is simmer this until it gets transparent. Now, we'll just move these tomatoes over here. I'm going to show you what we're going to use for beans. You can, and only a few of you out there would do this, actually go ahead and use dried black beans. But most of you are like me. You want to spend more of your time riding and less of your time cooking. So what we're going to do is we're going to use one 19-ounce can of black beans, and you're not going to rinse them. Now, before I show you what we do with the beans, I'm going to ask you to sit yourselves back, hug your chilies, or whoever's sitting next to you on the sofa, relax, and when we come back, what are we going to do, gang?
Cook with fire.
All right!